Manhattan rents are completely out of control, and it's next to impossible to find anything affordable in New York City without having to cross a bridge. But in today's video, we're not looking at one apartment, but two apartments that will each bring the per person cost of living in Manhattan to $1,000 or lower every single month. One of these apartments is uptown, where you tend to get a little bit more space for your money, and the other apartment is downtown in a really popular neighborhood where it's next to impossible to find stuff for this price in the first place. And as a bonus, after watching this video, you'll be an expert at understanding how massive an impact where you live has on what you get. We're in uptown Manhattan in East Harlem, and the apartment that we're headed to is just a couple of blocks from the 6th train at 103rd Street. And that's good because generally when you live uptown, you're not living in the most convenient location, just because there are less trains up here and it's a little bit more difficult to get around than it is downtown. And for that reason, you can generally find a more spacious apartment in an uptown neighborhood than you ever will in a downtown neighborhood. But if you do choose to live uptown in this neighborhood, you're gonna get two things that nobody downtown gets. And the first of those is easy access to Central Park, because Central Park is uptown. You just walk right along the street we're on now, which is 105th Street, and you're gonna be at Central Park in about 10 minutes. The second thing you're gonna get is a nice, quiet neighborhood to live in, because all of these streets up here are residential, and they don't have wild bars and crazy clubs, and that just makes it a lot more comfortable to live in your apartment because you don't have the same levels of street noise that you'd have in a downtown location. Pretty good building so far, but we've got to go up a few more flights of stairs. We're going all the way to the top. Oh, this is great. We're in a gorgeous 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment, which has a living room, newly renovated appliances, and a roof deck. And the rent on this apartment is $3,000. And that means that everyone living here, if the rent is split equally, is gonna pay $1,000 each. It's got a really nice kitchen with stainless steel appliances, a big full-size fridge, a wine fridge. It comes with a microwave, and best of all, there's even laundry in the unit. This is awesome. I can see all the tops of the surrounding buildings because we're on the top floor here. And this would be a great place to hang out and get some sun, maybe read a book, or just kind of stretch your legs in a way that's kind of rare to find in an apartment really anywhere in Manhattan, but especially something where the rent is only $1,000 per person. If you live here, you're gonna have to be careful with the staircase, but let's check out the rest of the apartment just so you can kind of get an idea of what you're getting. There is a living room right here after you walk in through the front door, and it's shared with the kitchen, but at least it has a living room because in this space, you could fit a small couch and a TV without an issue. The bathroom is right here off the side of the living room. It's not the world's biggest bathroom, but it's nicely finished. It's got a medicine cabinet, and it has a standing shower. All right, let's check out the bedrooms. Now, 2 rooms face the street. The other room faces the back. And the first room that we've walked into is pretty good. It's got 2 windows that are looking out over the street, so you get a nice street view. And since we're on such a high floor, things are pretty quiet up here. There's also a really good amount of sunlight. This room's not a bad size at all. It's 9 feet 4 inches by 7 feet. And although you probably shouldn't put a queen size bed in a room like this, it's still a pretty good size. And it has a really good closet, and it's got 2 bars in it for you to hang stuff at 2 different levels and some shelf space. Here we are in the 2nd bedroom. Now this room also has a street view, and it has 1 window instead of 2, but it's pretty much the same size as the room we were just in. It's 9 feet 2 inches by 7 feet 4 inches. It's also got a pretty good closet as well. There's a ladder in here. Let's see if we can see around that. Let's check out the third bedroom. This room's about the same size as the other two as well. It's 8 feet 11 inches by 7 feet 4 inches, and it has a closet which I'm gonna guess is the same. Yeah, this closet's the same as the one in the room we just looked at, and the bed you could fit in here would be about the same as what you can fit in the other two. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna head downtown, and we're gonna look at a place where you can also get a room for around the same per person price, and I think you're gonna be very surprised because what you get downtown is a lot different than what's available uptown. Just got off the train and we are walking to the Lower East Side. Now, this neighborhood is totally different than where we just were in the Upper East Side, East Harlem specifically. Just look at how convenient this is. We're on Houston Street right now, and the East Village is this direction, and Soho and Nolita are 5 minutes that way. This is an incredibly convenient location, and it's just hard to wrap your fingers around how convenient it is without actually coming down here and seeing how short the walk would be between all of these popular neighborhoods. And at the end of the day, living here is a lot of fun, and that's why prices of apartments in this neighborhood are so expensive. It's really hard to find anything for this price in Lower Manhattan to begin with. I mean, uptown, when we saw that gorgeous 3-bedroom, I had a few choices for what we could have looked at today. That one happened to be my favorite. But downtown, when I did the search, this was the only thing that came up. Oh, inexpensive apartments are usually gonna be on a high floor, and this one is also pretty high up. We had to walk up 4 flights, so it's on the 5th floor. All right, we're here, and this apartment, again, this was really hard to find, and it's very different than what we just looked at because you're gonna notice right away, it doesn't have the same level of renovation, and it's a lot smaller. Now, neither of those things mean that this is a bad apartment, but what it does show you is just how competitive it is to find anything in downtown Manhattan. Let me show you around so that you can really get an idea of the space and decide if you'd rather live uptown in a large apartment or downtown in something that's more convenient, but a little bit smaller. So after you walk in through the front door, you walk right into the kitchen. The fridge and the stove are in good shape. There's a vent over the stove with a light, and there's actually a decent amount of counter space and cabinet space. You could put some stools here and use this as an area to sit and eat, and that really alleviates the need to put a kitchen table in here because at the end of the day, space is limited because we're in a super popular location. The bathroom is right here next to where the kitchen is. Let's take a quick look. All right, it's definitely kind of a tiny bathroom, but the tile in here is new, it's clean. There's a window as well, and there's also a medicine cabinet above where the sink is for some storage. It's also kind of a tiny sink. I guess this goes with the territory when you're looking at stuff that's relatively inexpensive. But let's check out the bedroom so that you can see what you're getting. This room, I think, is probably gonna be the bigger of the 2 rooms. The dimensions here are really good. This is 11 feet 2 inches long, 9 feet 3 inches wide, and this room is actually bigger than any of the rooms that we saw in the 3-bedroom that's uptown. It's got 2 large windows that are letting in a lot of light, and there's this nice closet that has mirrored doors. This is a pretty good amount of storage space. There's a shelf here, and there's overhead storage as well. This is just a paper shade, you can remove that. I think with a room like this, you could get any size bed that you want in here, and you'd probably also have room for a small desk and a dresser if you wanted, but that kind of makes me worried. If the other room is really small, you're gonna have to pay more money for this room, most likely, than your roommate pays for the other room that we're about to check out. So let's take a look. All right, here we are in the second room, and it is sunny, it is bright, but it's not very big. Okay, this room, it's definitely a little bit smaller. It's 7 feet 4 inches by 7 feet 1 inches. And really, I think that you're only gonna be able to fit a bed in here. That's pretty much it. It does have pretty good sunlight coming in because there are 2 windows. And since it doesn't face the street, neither does the other room, by the way, but since this room and the other room don't face the street, they'll both be pretty quiet. But I definitely think that whoever rents this room is gonna end up paying less then the person ends up paying for the other room. That other room is probably worth around $1,300. And that would mean that this room accomplishes our goal of a place you could get for $1,000 or maybe a little bit less, depending on the arrangement that you work out with your roommate for the other room, which is much larger. And location's really what this place is all about. This apartment is for people who want to enjoy Lower Manhattan and really take in all that it has to offer. Let me know in the comments, which of the two would you prefer? Do you want to be uptown in the most comfortable place you could possibly get, or would you prefer to live down here and have all of downtown at your fingertips? Every week, I make a couple of videos about apartments in New York City, just like this one. Subscribe so you don't miss what's next, and if you haven't seen all my videos, you can watch the rest right here in this playlist. I will see you in the next video.